Employers were at the forefront of the transition and T-level programs. So before curriculum managers even designed that program, they needed to speak with employers first, what the LMI is within the area and how we can get learners to the different employment opportunities. So as curriculum managers, we've had to have meetings with different employers within the area. Would they take on placements? Is this course a right fit for a learner looking to get in the industry? Is it meeting the skills, knowledges and behaviours that would be needed for that specific industry? At that point, the employer would then have further conversations as the planning process would go on is this still the right approach? Is there anything you would change? And then it's about how we get the learners to there. So initial meetings with the learners and the employers, interviews, webinars, etc.
I've designed the Level 2 transition programme around meeting the employer's needs locally in our area. So employer feedback has told us that they would like learners to have some knowledge and understanding of end-of-life care. So we've incorporated an accredited qualification where the learners can achieve a Level 2 award in end-of-life care. Employers also told us that strokes was on the increase within the area. So again, we've embedded an accredited qualification where the learners can gain a Level 2 award in stroke awareness. We've actually decided to opt for an accredited Level 2 health and social care qualification, so learners can come out with 3 really good qualifications at the end of it, and that's all been designed again by the optional units have been designed by the local employers' needs. So for example, mental health, in particular with COVID, so that's one of the units that we decided to choose, and creative activities as well. And again, that was so the learners could help with their own mental health and resilience, but also help with mental health and resilience in the community when they're in placement. We have a designated team who work closely with employers across a multiple of programmes. So the team that work with employers also use the university building and the university courses as well. So they've got the strong connections with the NHS, local care homes, schools, daycare centres, and our learners go there. So we build up the relationships as well, and then we continually get feedback on what it is that we could offer. So some feedback before was that they wanted our learners to know more about learning difficulties. So we then was able to incorporate an element of learning difficulties into the communication unit. So our learners was able to communicate more effectively and build them relationships.
So integrating our T-level and transition learners has been very important. The focus for my department is I love learner-led learning. So we get the T-level learners who are in year 1 to create sessions for the transition learners, and they lead the transition learners on what their expectations should be when moving up to T-level or employment or any course for that matter. So learner-led for T-level to transition is very important, but also the integration when they go out into employment, mixing transition learners with T-level learners as well. Within our transition programs, we expect our transition learners to complete 100 hours work placement to complete the course. That would be the equivalent of a first year T-level learner completing their first year. They're required to do 115 hours. So it's given them a sense of what it's going to be like to be a first year T-level learner working with the employers, but we also mix the T-level learners and transition learners together on the employment. So not only are transition learners getting the employment opportunity, they're also working with the T-level learners as well and what their expectations are.
The transition learners come in to level 3 with already a really good foundation. They're prepared better for their exams because they've already been using the right language. They've already been looking at the early years foundation stage and the statutory framework. That prepares them really well for the exams that they will be sitting in that first year of their level 3 T-level course.
In terms of transition learners that have come onto T-level, we're predicting that they're performing at the correct level for a T-level learner. Sometimes it has outperformed some of our T-level learners as a whole just based on the experience that they got from the transition programme?
I actually think because we still teach a licence to practice, they get a very rounded course. It sort of really prepares them for the workplace at level 2. That then means that they've got good foundation blocks for going on to the level 3 T level. They know all the policies and procedures. They know the legislation that exists. We touch on theory, we look at a few theorists, but it prepares them. They've got a really good base knowledge to then build on for those level 3 units.
Join as many networking opportunities as they can as part of the DFE or the AOC. They've been really beneficial in giving out information to look at employers locally and nationally, but also expand the social media presence as well. So things like LinkedIn, Instagram. LinkedIn is more beneficial due to the industry nature, but definitely broaden their social media horizons.
The best advice I could give anybody who will be doing a level 2 transition for health and social care or health related is to make it as practical as you possibly can, and incorporate as much scenario based learning as you can to help, like I say, build the learner's confidence and resilience, and just put that knowledge into practice. So they're building the knowledge, they're building the skills, and then that will then instill the standards and the behaviours required for a professional. So make it as practical as you possibly can.